Good evening, everybody. My name is Emiloju. I'm a graduate of economics. Immediately after school, I got a job in a bank. It was nice, it was sweet, there was money, there was a thing with wearing white starched shirts, designer perfumes, new shoes, not wanting to be caught wearing last year's shoes this year. In fact, I was so good at the job that I was made to manage 2 cash offices. But after a day's work, tired and fagged out, I asked myself a question. Do I enjoy doing this thing? I had to tell myself the truth. I was so good at it, but I didn't get the satisfaction from the job. So one beautiful afternoon, I tendered my resignation letter. I was in the house, the time I had, I spent it cooking, baking, and all of that. I must say that I'm from a family of caterers. So growing up, I watched my mom cooking for hundreds of people. I followed her to events, numerous events, and all of that, but I had no idea that I was learning some things, learning how to cook and all of that passively. So I continued cooking in the house. Then from time to time, my friends and sometimes neighbors would come to my house just to eat. It became a norm to the point that almost every Friday I had friends, like a troop, staying over in my house. But one day, I decided to bake a cake. Then a friend of mine came in, as usual, went straight to the fridge, had a slice. Then he came back and was like, "Emmy, where did you get this cake? Did you go out today?" I was like, "No, I didn't go anywhere. I made it." I was like, "You don't mean it." He was in disbelief, but I showed him the residue around the kitchen area and all of that. He was like, "Guy, you're wasting your talent." and all of that. It struck a chord at that point. So, out of excitement, I just continued baking in the house. They kept coming, eating, they had a nice time, I was having fun. The norm was, within a particular period, within a window of 2 days, 25th to 27th, rain must fall. Something must happen to your account. Something must drop into your account. The first month passed, I grabbed my phone, I looked at it. No alert for me. Then the second month, at that point, I was already exhausting the little savings I had, and that was when it dawned on me that I could actually do this thing commercially. I'm actually good at it. So I asked myself 3 questions. Do people want good food? Do they want cakes that they can eat and call an experience? Are they willing to pay for it? And am I good at it? The answer to those 3 questions was yes. So I started up baking, got my company registered. I was in 2013, and started putting myself out there, scouting for jobs, catering contracts, birthday cakes, catering to events and all of that. It was not easy, but because I liked it, I continued on it. There were lots of pressure from people around me, from almost everywhere. They were like, "What are you doing with catering? What are you doing with baking cakes and, cooking? You're a guy, get a job." The pressure was so much, but because the drive was from within, I didn't stop. I kept on doing it. Not too long from then, I got another offer. And it was quite a war in my mind, whether or not to take it, but I took it. It was in a field that I had no experience in, the oil and gas sector. It was nice, it was beautiful. I had lots to learn about the oil and gas sector, and I learned so fast. After learning the things I needed to learn, it became boring to me again. Most of the times during work hours, my conversation with my colleagues were food related. Either we were talking about a recipe, what somebody cooked and didn't get, and I'm giving them advice on how to do it next, I discovered this was what I was made to do, I couldn't run away from it, in as much as I was good at the job and all of that. So, for the second time, I tendered my resignation. So I decided to go fully into catering. It has not been without its challenges, I must admit, but the drive and the passion kept me going. I must also say that God kept me. because truly it has not been easy. I had a constraint, and it was financial. It was financial. You know, I needed to get some equipment, put some things in place, and I didn't have the finance to do all of that. Rallied here and there, talked to some financially inclined old colleagues and all of that. But it wasn't falling in place the way I imagined it. But with wise counsel from mentors, from older people in business, I was made to realize that there's beauty in starting small. You waste less resources because there's always a learning point. One of my mentors asked me, "What is the big dream?" I answered. And he said, "Start with the small version of the big dream and work your way up." At that point, it felt like, man, you should be giving me money right now to do this thing. Let me just, start to buy this industrial equipment, industrial oven and all of that. But after a while, I saw great sense in what he said. And I took that advice, and that has helped me so far. We held the first free food tasting event in the South. That was like a major milestone for us. And we've seen business progress and proceed since then. For those of us who are doing business or who want to do business and are doing it full time, my advice is be focused. It will not be easy at first. Don't make money a priority. Make giving value, rendering services to people. That goes a long way in speaking for you, way more than any advert can do. Pray to God. There's a place to pray on your knees. Leave that to God. Pray to God. There's also the place to walk. You might not have time for a number of things. Take it to be the sacrifice you're paying to establish your business. Thank you so much for watching.